Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Community Broadcast Network. My name is Trevor Sikkema, and in this week's program, we'll recap what Inspiration Academy students were doing out at their retreat, find out what faculty members were doing in the meantime, and also find out why National Human Trafficking Awareness Month is a special time for a special organization. But first, let's head out east for our top story. Much of what the students were doing at the Dayspring Conference Center mirrored what the faculty members were doing back here on campus. We'll get to those details later, but talk about being one community, they certainly were. The purpose of the retreat was to familiarize students with the updated EBUS education system as well as the mentorship program. And some of the mentors in attendance didn't waste any time opening up and connecting with their students, sharing testimonies and stories of inspiring events they've gone through, specifically School President Claire Spear. Students were overwhelmed by her loving testimony as it related to the accounts she experienced as a child.
Well, if you ever really looked at Claire and spoken with Claire, or if you see her walking down the hallway, you would never expect someone like her to have gone through something like that. It actually made me grateful for what I have, and I've always thought I've had a hard life, and that I don't know, maybe people owed me something in a way. I've always looked at other people and be like, oh, well, you have an easier life than me, and you should be way more grateful. And looking at Claire now, I feel that, everybody has their problems, and it's how you deal with them that really make you who you are.
No matter what situation you're going through, as long as you stay faithful to God, and as long as you just walk through life with a good outlook, everything's going to work out according to His purpose in your life.
For me, the word that comes to mind is transparency. Claire gave us her testimony of her life, but she also became very transparent in the love that she has for community, for her friends in the community, staff, the children. It's like she just opened her arms and said, come in.
Now, before we get on to what the faculty members were doing this week, I have to admit, sometimes in news, you can plan your stories out. You know when major newsworthy things are going to happen. But this week, and this story, sometimes you just have to be ready to roll. What was supposed to be just a gathering of the staff to explain IA's new mentorship program going forward quickly turned into a total renewing of the passion and vision of what everyone at Inspiration Academy is trying to see and become. The extended time went into in-depth prayer and testimony, something campus pastor Charles Bailey said was better than they could have planned.
So essentially what we've developed our principal foundation upon this school and the community is that we're trying to learn and teach at the same time how to make mentored people or disciples. People who can take our vision, mission, and everything else, make it clear, and then live that out practically in real life in front of everyone.
Over the weekend, CBN headed out east to see what IA's Film Festival was all about, but rather than tell you the level of success ourselves, why don't we let the audience decide? I'm Trevor Sikkema here at the Lakewood Ranch Cinemas to find out what the Bradenton, Sarasota community thinks of Inspiration Academy's first ever film festival.
Well, my piece is Cinnamon Roll, and I shot it with Ringling College as kind of a collaboratory project with our class. We took a whole semester to develop the project, and they were all around 6 minutes. Mine was a little longer, and I had probably 20 to 25 people work on it, and it was a bunch of different people in Sarasota, so it was a kind of this action comedy about these two burglars that go into a house, and the one guy gets stuck and the family comes home. It's really kind of fun.
No, it's great to see all the different themes throughout the movies, and the kids and the other filmmakers are doing a great job.
Yeah, and it was awesome to see the Film Academy film that they put together. It was really cool to just see the opportunities that we get, and just another big part of being a part of the Film Academy and film class.
The winner of the Best Student Short Film was Fred, and the winner of that Best of Fest award was Simon Says. A full list of all the winners can be found over at inspirationfilmfest.com. January is National Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and this January, CBN took a closer look at what addressing that awareness looks like in the Bradenton-Sarasota area. What we found is that inspiration can come from just listening and reacting. One of the organizations at the forefront of the human trafficking problem is Selah Freedom. Founder Elizabeth Fisher started the charity by attending a local women's event, finding a need, standing up, and addressing it.
We said, absolutely, who do we write the check to? Who's the charity? And they said there is no charity. And so literally you get all that information, you find out that Florida is number 3 in the country, our region's number 2 in the state, and there was no one doing anything about it. So we said, okay, we'll hold up that issue. And we did, and literally people started coming that were so talented and gifted and called to work with this population that it's turned into this amazing organization.
The name Selah means to rest, and that's exactly what the program is for. It's a 6-month to 1-year program where those affected by human trafficking can come, pause, and restart their lives in the right way. If you'd like to find out more information, visit SelahFreedom.com. Bayside Community Church opened up the doors to their new 2,500-seat auditorium last week. The new expansion is almost like a second building at 73,000 square feet, which includes a cafe, quiet areas, and that new auditorium. Pastor Randy Bezet drew applause during that first service last week when he told of how a couple in the church said they would match all donations up to $8 million for the new facility. The church members ended up donating $5 million, which was matched by the couple, but the generous couple donated even more money so the project could be completely done debt-free.
You know, our church, Bayside, it's always been a desire for us to be a church not just in the community, but a church for the community. And so when we see this expanded auditorium, we don't just see a great place to have weekend services and worship God, but we also see an opportunity for people in the community to be able to use it as well. So whether it's graduations or different events like that, we want to see the church be able to be used for the community as well.
It's been a quiet week here on campus with most of the students off on the retreat. But this past MLK Day, Inspiration Academy was alive and learning once again, this time from professional baseball player Logan Morrison. Morrison's a first baseman for the Seattle Mariners. He's a good friend of Mario Jimenez, the head of baseball operations here at IA, and the two have worked on Morrison's hitting technique over the last few years. This week, Morrison gladly gave back some of that teaching to the kids around the community.
Well, it was a lot of fun getting to hang out with some kids from the area. Getting to see the facilities, beautiful school. Talk to them about what it takes to not only become better at baseball, but become better as a man too.
That's all the time for us this week. If there's anything that caught your attention during the broadcast, or you just want to learn more about what we do here on campus, you can always visit InspirationAcademy.com. I'm Trevor Sikkema. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.